You think the biggest problem in your life are the things that you feel are in the way between you and what you want. You're not living the life that you want. And you think that the problem is because you're not disciplined enough, you're not motivated enough, you don't do these things, you have these blocks, you have these traumas. None of that is true. The problem is that you don't feel safe. You haven't taught your nervous system that you already are whole, that you don't actually lack anything. When you teach your body this, and when you understand it not just conceptually as like some spiritual woo-woo philosophy, but that a deeply embodied felt experience that I am whole, I am safe, and I am complete, then the things that you're fighting, the problems that you're trying to overcome, the blocks, the traumas, the beliefs, the patterns in your life that seem to hold you back from where you really want to be, from that holy shit life where you build the vision, where you live in wealth, where you have a perfect relationship, like all these things. The problem is your nervous system and how safe you feel in your body. And all of that comes back to this core belief. In some way, you believe there's something missing. You believe you're broken. You believe you're not whole. You believe you're not worthy. And even though conceptually you might know, well, I'm whole, worthy, and complete, and maybe you've been on the healing path and you sort of say these things, do you know it? Does your body know it? Because until it does, you're going to keep circling the same patterns. You're going to keep looking for the next workshop, the next practice, the next coaching program, the next self-help book. All of these things are tools along the path, but they're not the path itself. There's only one thing, which is the complete radical ownership of the truth that you are whole. I want you to take a breath into that with me for a moment. Just actually say that, feel it, and don't just say it, but receive it. I am whole. Feel the frequency of wholeness, not as some mental concept, but as a lived, tangible reality that's here now, that's available to you. You don't have to do anything other than claim it, other than choose it. And you'll notice that even as you do that, there's little parts that come up straight away. Well, I'm missing this. Well, this is a problem in my life. Well, I feel this tension in my body, blah, blah, blah. Straight away. All the stories start to come up to pull you away from this one simple truth. That's it. That's the problem. That's the practice. Is that you're still giving power to those stories because you give more power to the illusion than you do to the felt truth within you that you already know. That you are whole. You are enough. You are what you seek. All these buzzwords, they're cliches for a reason, but your life won't change until you claim them as truth and help your body to know it. And you do that by devoting yourself to them. Every breath, every minute, every moment, you make your life a walking prayer to this truth that you are claiming. I am whole. I am whole. I am complete. I'm enough. I am what I seek. It's not just about trying to tick some boxes. If I say this enough, then I'm going to get what I want, because you just stay trapped in the illusion then that you're missing something. You are what you want. And the physical forms are just a reflection of that truth. They will come when you move inwardly, when your nervous system finally relaxes to the truth. But it won't do that if you keep seesawing. If you have 1 minute where you're kind of like, yeah, I feel good and I'm free and I'm whole, and then life comes along and you let the stories run away with you again, you fall back into the belief that you're broken. Something doesn't go the way that you hoped it would, and you give it the same old meaning, the same old power and story. But in some way, that defines you. In some way, that's proof of your imperfection. All the teachings come back to this, is that the real path is to walk in truth, moment by moment by moment. To own the fact that you are a whole, infinite, magical being who lacks nothing. And if you can stand in that truth, while life and the old reality seems to throw up all these reasons why you shouldn't, it throws up all this appearance of lack, business not going the way that you want, relationships falling apart, blah, 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 blah. If you can stand in that truth, even while the appearances do what they do, the appearances must change. It's law. Because life is always mirroring you. And when you move inwardly, the external world might take a little bit of time to catch up. You're going to see the old data reflected back to you. You're going to see those things not going the way that you wanted them to go, because it's a mirror of the frequency that you were once putting out. I'm not enough. I'm not whole. And life just goes, yes, 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 that's true. Okay, let's give you that experience. Let's give you more of that experience. But when you move, when you fully assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, right? When you come to that state of, I am complete, I am whole, you have to hold that frequency. You have to embody that knowing. You have to devote yourself to it. That's when things start to shift. Because it was never about concepts. It was always about embodiment. And this is the biggest gap that most people face in this scene, is the difference between understanding a spiritual concept and letting your body radiate it as a lived truth. This is the thing that separates the masters from the wannabes. And I'm not here claiming I'm a master. I'm on the path just as much as you. But it's something that I can say as a lived truth and knowing in my body, that when I finally stopped, and as I am now finally stopping, the mental merry-go-round that constantly fixates on the next problem to fix, the next wound to heal, the next thing that I need to learn, and let all of that disappear behind the one simple truth that is all that matters, which is I am. I am. You can add any extra word to that. I am whole, I am complete, I am enough. But the real truth is I am. It contains everything. You are. You exist. And the felt experience of that state is the only thing that you've been seeking. But the problem is it's so subtle that the ego mind that's been raised on this story that you lack something misses it. So it fixates on the things that you want. It fixates on the things that you don't have. It brings back up those old stories. Good. When it does that, that's your work. To smile at it, to go, thank you. I see you. I've created this enough. I believed in lack enough. I don't choose that anymore. I choose truth. I choose wholeness. I am. I am. I am. That's the work. It's the only thing you're missing. And if you can bring a level of presence and conviction and commitment to this path, then everything else you do, because you can still do the healing, you can still invest. I'm a huge advocate for that. This is what I do with my life, is that I serve people who want to step into things. But I want to help you and help them know it was never about the thing. It was about who you're being. When you get that nailed on, everything you do will be charged with the truth, will be charged with the frequency, and therefore it's bound to succeed. But until you get the one core thing, which is who you are, the I am presence, the source of creation itself, and you move to that knowing with devotion, with conviction, and you help your body learn that truth, every breath, every thought that you consciously correct and reframe and choose, then the struggle starts to die away. The inspiration starts to be born. Passion, life starts to flow through you with a power and a fire that you've not seen before. And that's when the magic happens. But it doesn't come because of what you do. It comes because of who you know yourself to be. So let me know in the comments. In fact, I want you to, first of all, please like this video if this served you. And secondly, just write 2 words. I am. That's it. That's your symbol of acceptance of this truth. Because when you write something like that, you're sealing what you've felt and known and experienced by watching this video. You're declaring it to the universe, you're declaring it to life. And you're boosting my algorithm in the process, which is great. But the real thing is to move into the state, to claim it. So write I am, speak it out loud, And I'd love for you to share, because I'd love this space to be a space that we can interact and serve and support each other. How are you going to move differently this week, now that you move from the state of completion versus seeking, where you were before? How will you move differently? Let me know. Because everything you seek is on the other side of this. So welcome to your liberation. And welcome to the Liberated Man. Subscribe if you're new here. I'll see you in the next video.